was looking at the possibilities of whether we could build our own off-road camper. And a big question, something that I said I'd never ever do, and we might be doing it. So another catch up at the Caravan Place. No, different name, isn't it, that? So this week at the Caravan Place, let's see what's been going on. So we're going to go and have a quick tour around some caravans. It was the Queen's funeral Monday, wasn't it? So we closed on the Monday. We'd got this week at the Caravan Place, last week's update that we did, that was going to put out Sunday, and we didn't do it in the end just because of the funeral and whatever. So I don't know whether we'll put that out or not now. So it might be that we just revisit all the things that we was going to do last week and add a bit more to it this week. So let's have a few. Let's have a look at a few vans that have come in. So we've got the Coachman Wanderer. Now we bought this from another dealer, and I bought it blind. And the reason that I bought it was that it's a cracking big layout, 6 berth, and it's got a little bit of damage on the front cushions where the stitchings come out. So obviously that's going to be reflected in the price. But we had a bit of an issue. Usually sort of, I don't know, I don't know whether I'm too trusting or I just put my belief in people. I don't know what it is, but we'd sort of done a deal via WhatsApp and Messenger, and that's the craziness of how it goes, unfortunately. So I'd had the description, had a little video via WhatsApp of the van, and agreed to buy it. Sent a driver down to pick it up, and unfortunately it's got a slight, I think somebody smoked in here, haven't they? So it's got a slight smell, but it's more of a deodorant-y sort of smell, which I think is covering up another smell. So you
can't smell anything sort of in the upholstery.
No, there's no. Yeah, I think.
Sort of just
I think
aroma,
it's.
isn't it, that just
yeah.
needs airing out,
I think it needs airing out, and then we'll give it another good clean. But I think it's whatever they've used, like a perfumey sort of smell. But the issue that we had with this was that we knew about the cushion. We didn't know, nothing was said about the smell. But when it turned up, we found out that it was 2 years older, or 3 years. Was it 2 years? 3 years older than what it should have been. So obviously we'd priced it and bought it as being a 2014. Believed buying it from a dealer that everything would be correct in that sense. Because we just sent a driver to pick that van up, I'm going to have a look in this little Swift here as well. So because we'd sent a driver to pick that van up, we were on the road picking another caravan up. So over the telephone, I just sort of says, "Oh, you've Chris checked it. You've done all the usual checks." Again, just sort of, I don't know, just being a bit too trusting maybe. Which they says, yeah, we've checked it all through, etc. But when it got back, obviously it was a couple of years older, so I found the dealer and sort of says, "Oh, like this isn't exactly what it's supposed to be." So we managed to sort of renegotiate the deal. But it just goes to show that realistically, I should have either sent somebody and said, "Right, you go through and check absolutely everything," or gone myself and done it. But it was just, I think, just being a little bit too trusting and sort of
just having a Chris number.
Yeah. So again, the Chris check sort of again, because we was on the road and just putting our trust in somebody else really. I don't know. I think.
But they weren't trying to scam you.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was just an honest mistake, and straight away when I sort of said, "Look, it's a few years older than what it's supposed to be. I've valued it and paid on it being a 2014. It's actually a 2011. There's no questions on that, but it was just really I should have. I don't know. I putting my trust in people. I like to think that people are going to be honest and straight, and which they were. As I say, there was no questions. It was sort of bloody hell, yeah, it's our mistake. But yeah, just goes to show. I think you always want to have a look yourself. And if it's look, especially on the internet and what have you, if it's somebody that you've never dealt with before, it's always wise just to go and have a quick look at it yourself, make sure it's all as it should be, and then you know exactly what you're getting, and there's no arguments then either. You can't sort of say, oh well, you said it was this, that, or the other, because again, what one person might say, yeah, is absolutely immaculate, mint, it's perfect, is not the same as somebody else's. So you can't beat actually going physically looking at whatever it is that you're buying and do it yourself. Nice little van, this is. Different layout with the L-shaped kitchen, and then it's still got the washroom, a few bits and pieces.
It seems familiar, this is. It's because we did that
We
video
did it
that
last
never
week.
went out,
Yeah, we did it
didn't
last
I
week
did
and
like this
never put it out because of just not wanting to put it out on that Sunday. So again, on the last week's video, we were looking at this one. We've got another one that actually didn't make it into the video, which we can have a look in today, which is going to be towards the end of this video. And a big question, something that I said I'd never ever do, and we might be doing it. So that's coming up towards the end of the video. Little Bailey Ranger, that nice little van, this one, a little fixed bed. And again, we were sort of talking about Chris checks and the Chris system. The Chris system is now back up and running and doing everything that it should be doing, but we've had a few issues where we'd sent off Chris notifications on the changeover of the new website, and it just never went through. So if you've done your own Chris registration, tried to swap it over, it was about June, wasn't it, sort of June, July, they were swapping the system over, and it meant previously that we couldn't actually do online Chris checks or anything like that. So it meant that we couldn't do the Chris checks or anything for a period, but now everything's all back up and running. So Chris checks again we can all do properly. All the Chris system now, so when we notify you when you've bought a caravan, or when we notify Chris that you've bought a caravan, it's all up and running, doing what it should be doing there. So yeah, little Bailey Ranger GT60, good little lightweight van, this one. The steady, it's a step there. We've got another nice van down towards the end. The GT70 last week, that had just come in. We did do a separate video on that. But yeah, we were basically saying that had just come in, that had landed the day that we did the video last week. This is a cracking van. We've got somebody coming to have a look at this, I believe. So this might already sort of be on its way out the door. But yeah, good layout, really cracking layout. We looked at, we did the NEC video because we're not going to the NEC, so we did sort of a preview of what some of the sprites, some of the ages, some of the Knaus or Naus, I don't know how you say it, but everyone says it differently. But we looked at some of the brand new 2023 Swifts with this layout, and not a lot has changed, has it really?
They've got the panels in.
Yeah, for the European market, that panel was back.
In the UK market,
we will see. Yeah, that'll be something. You can go onto Swift's website now at the moment, and they're doing a Swift Live, which basically you can look at all of the new ones. You have to register up for it, but you can have a good look at it. Have a look what prices have gone up. We are doing a market update. We've been asked quite a few times about a market update, so that is coming. But at the minute, yeah, we're just trying to chase our tails a little bit at the minute. Looking a little bit more stocked up. We started to look empty. If we'd have put the video out last week, we hadn't quite got as much stock. We were looking a little bit empty. So we've managed over this week to get a fair few more vans in. One van that has come in, and it actually came in part exchange, is this little Swift here. Now this is my dilemma van. I don't know what to do with this. Just going to jump in very quickly. Cheers, Mark. So yeah, it's all in bits on this one. We'd swap the motor mover from this one onto another van, but the panelling has got like this sort of photo finish fablon sort of, and previously, I've said I've not really been a big fan of when people have painted the cupboards and changed the colour of the units and whatever, but I think this, obviously we've got to do something with this. So is this the perfect sort of van to repanel this and then possibly wrap the cupboards in a different colour? So this is my quandary of do we do this? Do we go for it?
Anymore,
you're never going to match the colour up is the problem. So
you can't buy it from, what are we in, a Swift?
No, they won't. They don't do that unless it's a complete panel. So do we go for it? Do we sort of try and wrap the cupboards? I think what we might possibly do is go for a contrasting colour and wrap this and see how it looks, and then possibly try a locker door and see how they come out. So I'm just wondering at the minute of whether we go for it and whether we try it, and I don't know. Let us know in the comments, what is your thoughts? I've always been against changing it back from what the original stuff was, but this is a 2006 van, so we're sort of at that point where does it really make any difference at that age? I think if it was newer, I definitely wouldn't want to be changing things like that, but on 2006, so let us know in the comments, should we go for it? Something else from last week's video that never came out was we did our cuckoo caravan. So we did a little off-road caravan that we were looking at, the cuckoo, and it was actually the day that we did the video last week. We actually got in touch with Cuckoo and asked them about whether they'd got any English dealers, whether they wanted to do anything with an English company, and basically they don't. They just haven't got the capacity to supply the UK market at the moment. I think a lot down to just how many that they can actually build and what they can supply, and then also the import costs over here now just makes it a little bit uneconomical, I think, at the moment. But what we had also been doing ourselves was looking at the possibilities of whether we could build our own off-road camper. So we actually, while we were away, I was having a look at different materials and different ways that we could do it, and this was one of the panels that we had come through that we were looking at trying, which is a 4mm finish, a 4mm inner, and then we've got a foam core for the insulation. So we're just sort of looking at the minute of whether we could possibly build something ourselves, a little off-road camper trailer sort of. So not sure. Thinking about it. We'd sort of made a little mock-up. So yeah, still in thoughts about that, but it might be something that we try over the winter. Depends how the market goes, and again we're going to cover that in our little market update that will be coming out over this next week, just to see how things are going. We're stocked up fairly well at the minute, so I think we're about right. We're just about to extend our sales area, not by a lot, only by a little bit, so hopefully that will be coming up in the following weeks when we start doing that. We've got a new workshop being built at the moment, or we've started to build that now, so that is off-site in a different location, but it's a big building that we've got going up at the moment, so that's going to be interesting. So we might put in a little bit of footage over the next couple of weeks of that. Hopefully I've not waffled on, because I've tried to fit in 2 weeks of update into this 1 week update video. There's still quite a few other vans that really, if I carry on going all on this one video, I'm going to be here all day and all night. So they will be coming up over this next couple of weeks, and we might do individual videos on those as well. Got a few more part exchanges to go. We've got 3 out over this next couple of days. The little carousel go, but that's gone now, that's sold. So that's going. I think the 3 that we've got going out this week are all here lined up ready to go. We've still got the motorhome just haven't even had a chance to get on top with the motorhome as yet. So again, that's going to be happening soon. So how on earth I think that we're going to end up having the time to build our own little campers, I don't know. But you never know. Thanks for watching. I'm Mark at the Caravan Place.